Woke up with the city whispering in my ear, palm trees swaying, but the streets don't steer clear. Born in the south, moved to the west, trying to find my lane. Saw my dreams crash down, felt the struggle and the pain. Every corner held a lesson I had to learn. Every friend I lost, every bridge I burned. Trying to figure out if life is just a game, or if there's a reason for every night and day. Black man in the world that don't always see, trying to carve a legacy, keep my soul free. Looking in the mirror, asking who I should be. Deep thoughts running deeper than the ocean sea. Every blessing, every curse, every tear I hide. I keep searching for the truth sitting inside. The pride got me sky high. I never lie. Yeah, these are my deep thoughts. Yeah, these are my deep thoughts. Yeah. Late nights alone, my mind start to wander, thinking about the streets, the love and the thunder. Why some rise fast and some fall too soon? Why the sunset too early, night so long? Walk through the blocks where my childhood played. Learn to survive, learn how to fucking pray. Saw king falls young, dreams fade to gray. Still I rise, still I breathe, still I find a way. Every system, every law, every chain they lay. Trying to lift my people while I fucking pave a way. Asking questions God can only answer. Deep thoughts in my chest feeling like cancer. But I breathe, I move, I write, I grow. Trying to see the light in the world moving slow. Lessons in the pain, wisdom to the tears. Every thought I hold back deeper fears. Yeah. These are my deep thoughts.
What's happening, y'all? It's your boy OMD300, and this is the Corner Store Podcast live stream. Welcome to the show. That song right there you're just listening to that opened the show is my new single called Deep Thoughts, coming on the Soul Searching EP that's going to be released coming this month. Right now, that music is being mixed, and I'm very proud of what I did. I'm actually kind of disappointed in a couple of things. One, I'm disappointed in myself because I'm not working harder to do more and make more, to make sure that the stuff that I create is created the way I want it to be created. And that's no reflection on anybody that I have worked with in order to create anything that I've been doing. A lot of stuff that we do in this world is conditioned upon how much effort and how hard we work to obtain the things to create said thing. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But let me tell you something. This podcast is a part of a lot of different content on my channel. To open up with Deep Thoughts on Corner Store Podcast, a song that this gentleman on the live stream, Sean Stevens, was a part of as far as the live stream when it was being created. That's another segment of what I do in my life, let alone what I do for Corner Store Television. This podcast, on the other hand, is about what's going on in the world, opinions, conversations, interviews. Sometimes used to be a lot of that interview stuff used to be a part of this, and I mean interviews are coming back to Corner Store Podcast, but it was about a lot of different things. The reason why I mentioned what I mentioned as far as not creating the content that I want and not working hard enough to obtain more capital to be able to do this stuff is because I wanted to be right. I was very looking forward to recording my EP, the music. It was very important to me. I had written raps. Some of the people that have heard, or rhymes, I should say, some of the people who've heard the music has been like, yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's still not quite what I want. Sometimes you want things to be as close to perfection. It's nothing ever's going to be perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. But you want stuff to feel right in your soul when you're trying to this music's not coming out unless it's right. I'm gonna just tell y'all, there's little samples that you're hearing of it, and I'm doing that for a reason, just to let you know how much, I put into it lyrically and shit like that, and how much thought, these albums are thought out. They're not just some shit that I'm gonna just put some songs together, give it this title, and put it out. No, that ain't what we're doing around here. My first EP that I really felt like I did some real good work on it, Reality Check, which is streaming now, it pales in comparison to what I was trying to attempt to do on this album. And a lot of reasons, and I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I love hip hop a lot. And my first Reality Check is a freestyle primarily album. There's some written shit in there, but it's primarily a freestyle record. And for me to even put together an album where I'm talking about before I came to California, freestyling it. The next song is Contemplate, where, Max Vision, a hip hop artist from San Diego, featured on that. I mean, I got cool reviews. People's like, damn, that shit cool, OG. Like, because I'm an older dude. Everybody call me Uncle OG. I mean, that's the thing. Motherfuckers like, that shit cool. So, but to myself, I knew I could do better than that. I knew I really had something to say. And let me tell you something, writing rhymes is hard. If you really want to say something. So I took it upon myself to think of it in a different way as far as making these songs. And I'm only gonna stay on this subject for a few more minutes and get to what I'm really the normal Corner Store podcast stuff. But I just wanted to talk to anybody who's on the live who, I see it's a cat right here who I'm really starting to respect and admire a lot because he's showing up a lot on the content. This cat Sean Stevens, and the support bro has shown over the last few days. After I guess people not everybody admires what I'm doing. Motherfuckers pass my shit all the time. Maybe make a comment. Some probably pass it, don't even say nothing. I ain't. What the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? But the people who lock in, who actually exchange with you and be on the live streams and see your shorts and make comments, and you start to remember these names because those people are the ones who really like, damn, I fuck with dude. He all right. You know what I'm saying? You have to acknowledge those people. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if I got 40,000 subscribers. I would assume since I only get a small percentage of engagement, a lot of people fuck with the shorts and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know me per se. And once they do finally like stop for a second and look at some content like this or a live stream or a video that I did and go, okay, that's the dude from the corner. Okay, I'll be watching his shorts. Yeah, that's him, and then they, start listening to my opinions and my movie choices and things like that, comic book shit. And then they be like, this nigga rap too? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Then they lock in, they start engaging with you more. It's just weird how YouTube works, but you gotta be able to spend bread into your shit. I have to do more to make more. And I ain't asking, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. The members, subscribers, whoever the fuck you are, you gonna give whatever you gonna give. At this point, it's like I can ask, but it'll be up to you. It ain't like I can go in your fucking pocket and take it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me doing more on my end, even if that means getting 2 more jobs or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm not rebutting what you're saying. I agree totally with you just said, especially you said, bro, you're a real man, and I'm a real one. I respect you, bro. You're like living hip hop dictionary. Now, peep game. What you just said is dope as fuck right there. But I'm gonna rebut you. Not only hip hop dictionary, I'm someone who truly loves this art form enough to want to make good music myself. And the reason why anybody, I'm gonna tell you why motherfucker look at you. I guarantee you, I walk somewhere right now in your city or whatever, and they see me, they will be like, that nigga don't rap. They might think I can. And say, I don't know. I don't really know what be going on in people's head, but I'm gonna tell you right now, motherfucker size you up. They don't necessarily think you do able, especially if you do rap. They already assuming when you say somebody look like me say I rap, they assuming the shit is not gonna be dope. Then you play my song "Life Changed" or something like that. They be like, "Hold on, you did? Yeah, nigga, that's me." It's hard not only to write rhymes, it's hard to remember the lines. You could go in there and have the shit and then wrote it down and spit that shit, and you got to soak that in. Just you know what I'm saying? You got to soak your own music in. So I feel that you right. You right. No matter what it is, you got to soak that shit in and do you. Fuck everybody else. My thing is this. I'm only bringing all this up to say you got to spend more to make it sound the way you want. You can't be doing anything on a budget. That's all I'm trying to say. If you know it's a studio somewhere where that's all right. Say you get enough money to go to a proper studio, right? Like no bullshit. Mike hot. Mike is dope. Computers is dope. Everything dope. The guy who mixes dope. If you gonna and you know it costs X, Y, Z to get, you need 6, 7 hours, and you know it costs 400 for them 6, 7 hours. And you know when you go in there and you do your shit, when you come out, you're gonna be happy with it. You have to go there. You can't try nothing different. And that's no disrespect to anybody or nothing. All I'm saying is sometimes, no, all the time, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. So a lot of times you're gonna have to initiate the help of the person. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to initiate the help of the person who you really should have went on ahead and went and did your work with. Now, I'm not a lazy person by no stretch. Driving 2 hours is not a big deal for me. Here's the problem with going to the normal place where I would record and have gotten the best sound out of any studio I've fuck with. There's only two places. One of them is in LA. It's in Gardena, actually. And they're $65 an hour. So you getting 4 hours. You better be able to squeeze in as many songs as you can in 4 hours. Because it's 240 there. It's 240 for 4 hours. It's like 6 hours is like three something. 400 basically. The cat that I be working with, he dope. He's super dope. T John is super dope. He knows how to really fuck with, like, you could be when you do the music there, when you come out of there, you be like, damn, this shit sounds super crazy dope. And he's kind of cut it and flipped it and did some shit to it. You be like, damn. So that's dope. And I recorded my first joints at his shit, OG Vibe Volume 1, which got deleted. Then I went to Max Vision in his studio out in San Diego. I did 2 singles there early on. And at that particular time, they shit was still dope, but for some reason the music was low. It seems like it was low on the levels for some reason. So they updated that program and they updated their equipment and speakers. And that's when I did Reality Check. I felt Reality Check is cool. It's a great little EP. It's cool. But I'm like, damn, man, them motherfuckers is putting out a real good sound down there in San Diego. I need to really put my foot into my shit. If I'm gonna go do this music and spend this money, because money is fucking hard to come by right now, bro. Money is hard to come by. If you spend any money, nigga, if you lose $20, you'll be pissed the fuck off. That's how I live. I hate to say that shit. If I was rich and I lost $100 bill, if I knew I had millions in the bank and I lost $100, I'd be mad the motherfucker because I know how precious they have made that commodity. And that's what money is. Money ain't even worth the fucking ink that the money is printed with in the paper and none of that. The money itself is really nothing. It's the assets behind the money. You know what I'm saying? You have to take this money and buy somebody. You just can't let that shit be in the bank. And what I mean, I'm talking about an asset, some land, a building, something, where you can hold on to that shit, borrow against it, you know what I'm saying, to make more bread. But I'm not going to get all into all that. But my thing is, whenever you do anything to create something, try to do the best budget you can. You can't do nothing worth a damn for less than 2 bills. I'm telling you. You just can't do it. If you find a deal somewhere and it's like that much, it's only that much for that many, there's something wrong with it. It'll be cool, but it ain't gonna be what you're gonna be like, when you finally come off of the high of doing the dopest rhyming you ever did or whatever, or spitting some real bars, you're gonna be like, after you hear it later on, you'll be like, God damn, it could have been better than that. But there's no fault of the person that you work with in order to get that done. There's no fault to them at all. They actually cool. It's all get out. Wonderful. Great person. But you should never ever do nothing on a budget that's too low. Never do nothing on a budget too low. Just don't do it because you're going to be disappointed. That's all. And hopefully now this can be resurrected in the next. I'm going to get this dude because I got it with the person who I was going to originally record with and this just, I took a chance and recorded near my house. And the music is okay, but it's a lot of, it needs work, man. The mix needs work. It needs work real bad. The mix needs work real bad. And I'm not putting it out until I'm happy with how it sounds. So the last resort is I sent it to the guy who I would have went to in San Diego, DJ Slay, who had recorded Reality Check, to have him see if he could mix it. I had the engineer who recorded me at the studio I used send him the file so he could master it. So he's trying to see if he can master it and tweak it. He got the WAV file for everything, all the ad libs, all that. He's gonna try to salvage it. And if he can't, I'm gonna just have to redo everything. So for those who supported me on this, it may be a little more of a weight on this. I'm disappointed on one hand, but then again, on the other hand, I'm like, that might actually be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes you be disappointed, like, damn, man, I can't put this out. I can't do this, that, and the third. And then you might have to go reevaluate everything. I might do that. I might just reevaluate the whole situation and just redo it. That all depends on what he can do with the mastering. Now, if he tweaks everything and gets it, and he sends that shit to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Then I'll put it out. If not, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to come down there and holler at you, man, in San Diego and redo this shit. Because I got the rhymes. I got actually some songs that I didn't even use that I have rhymes for on there. So I might just there's so much a nigga could do. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, I hate to even put that news out there because there's been some people who's really looking forward to hearing this shit. So I hope the mix can be done. The master can be done. Anyway, I took too fucking long in that situation. Damn near 20 minutes. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let's get back to the Corner Store podcast. And I'm happy I was able to sample some of Deep Thoughts from Soul Searching coming soon. You know what I'm saying? That is very much something I'm very much looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that record to come out. Anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna start. It's a lot of crazy shit going on. We're gonna start from the top. This is the news that just happened today. This is new. Most of this shit you're gonna hear today is gonna be all over the place. It's political, it's crazy shit, it's just a bunch of crazy shit. Check this shit out right here.
Senior administration official is confirming that Attorney General Pam Bondi has been fired. Sources say this decision was imminent. They said that earlier today as the president grew frustrated with her. All of this is coming after the pair allegedly had a heated confrontation at the White House just last week.
Attorney General Pam Bondi was dismissed, was ousted from her position as Attorney General by the president, who does continue to say that he believes that she is a good person, somebody that he appreciated working with since the beginning of his second term. But clearly there was a difference in vision of how she was carrying out her duties and her job here. And we know that at least as of this morning, there was discussion of a possible replacement that already comes from within the cabinet. And that would be potentially EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, who these sources confirm was among some of the names that are being discussed to potentially succeed Bondi.
Senior.
You guys got to be fucking kidding me, man. This is the bitch that sat up there in front of the Senate and tried to wash away the Epstein files of all these motherfuckers being pedophiles, touching on kids. All these, there's so many files where Trump is said to be telling little 12 and 13, 14-year-old girls to touch themselves in front of him. And this bitch sat in front of the Senate and they would ask her poignant, straight out questions of why haven't you deposed any of the Epstein victims? And she would go and say, what are we talking about this for? And start talking about the stock market is at $50,000. She don't even know what the stock. She's insane. And now she's fired. This dude is running this country into the fucking ground. And he's playing games. This is a game of fucking Monopoly to him, the United States of America. You psychopathic ass race. You people are so racist and so bitter and so fucking destructive that you'll put a person in office that'll actually kill us all. He's going to have us all out of here dead, man. And he's going to hide and go into some bunker under the ground somewhere and hide like a little bitch when it all starts, the bombs start dropping. This man is playing at being a leader in this country. He's an absolute psychopath that grabs people and tries to twist their hand. He's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like this. This has to be the end times of all things because there are absolute idiots and fucking morons and narcissistic psychopaths running the country. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Listen to this fucking idiot.
The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far with no inflation. Record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was life.
That man is absolutely insane. He just said this the other day. He just said this shit the other day. If you black and you voted for Donald Trump, you are the problem. If you're white and you voted for Donald Trump, you are the problem. If you're Latino or Latina and you voted for Donald Trump, you are the problem. If you are any immigrant, anybody from any country, naturalized or otherwise, and you came to America and got your citizenship and have been here for over a decade and worked in the private sector in the United States of America and you voted for Donald Trump, you, my friend, are the problem. And just to let people
Senior
know,
administration.
just to let people know that this shit has been a setup from the beginning. This whole thing has been a setup from the beginning. The inception of the United States has been a setup from the beginning. And things like this, what I'm about to let you hear, is just par for the course in how things are going in the United States of America right now.
Despite Donald Trump saying this at his Easter lunch.
I think you should sue him, but I told her, you ought to sue some of these. They're so jealous of Erica. I said, you ought to sue their I can say you're not allowed to say this. You have to be nicer. Sue their ass off.
This so-called faith leader, Paula White, tells Donald Trump that he's just like Jesus and prays over him.
Felt like I was conveying the heart of God for all of us, that we are thankful for the greatest champion of faith. And we honor you because of your bold, unwavering conviction and stand for religious liberty. But the truth of it is you are here because of God and because of you. Jesus taught us so many lessons through his death, burial, and resurrection. And Mr. President, no one has paid the price like you have paid the price.
These people
It
are
almost
insane.
cost you your
they
life.
Are insane. You hear me?
You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused. It's a familiar pattern that our Lord and Savior showed us. But it didn't end there for him, and it didn't end there for you. He defeated evil. He conquered death, hell, and the grave. And because he rose, we all know that we can rise. And sir, because of his resurrection, you rose up. Because he was victorious, you were victorious. And I believe that the Lord said to tell you this. Because of his victory,
They are crazy.
You will be victorious in all you put your hand to.
Crazy.
Reverend Graham, you'd like to lay hands on him, and Pastor Robert. So today we
I'm
humble.
going to tell you right now, if I can show you this video and show you how uncomfortable Donald Trump is, these people are actually on stage with him this woman's at the podium, and they're all laying their hands on him. She said, yes, we just wanted all these pastors. He's talking at some Easter, on Easter Sunday. And yeah, I never seen nothing like it, man. It's just crazy. They got all their hands on him. And this is what they said when they started to pray for Donald Trump, saying that he is the second coming.
Ourselves, and we seek you, Lord Jesus. Declared that everything you touch, you will have the favor of God. According to Luke 2:52, be blessed. We thank you for the gift that you gave us in our president. And everybody said, Amen.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is an abomination. The Bible says you are supposed to pray in secret so that your Father who hears you in secret can reward you openly. And what we see Donald Trump doing is pure evil. Why would God bless a wicked demon just like this, whose name is all over the Epstein files, all right, and has violated every single commandment in the Bible? These are the people Jesus warned you all about. Do not fall for them. They are.
You hear that man right there? That's the reason why we need people like that to say stuff like that. Don't fall for that shit. There are so many people who do not, they swear they know God. They swear they know Jesus. They swear, but they don't know nothing but the devil because they are all fooled. If you can sit up there and say you love God and you supposedly love Jesus, and you got hate in your heart for another race, I don't hate no race. I say I hate people in the moment because that's how they make me feel in the moment. Truly, I love all people. I don't care who you are. I'll talk to you. I say a lot of times I hate white people, and I really don't mean that. I just hate when I see white people do sick and vile things and be fucking assholes to everybody. that make me go, fuck, I hate white people. It's a momentary thing, but I actually don't mean that shit. And a lot of times you got to watch your tongue. But you can't watch your tongue on a planet where everybody is cursed and damned. And all they do is damn this bullshit. Sick ass bullshit, vile bullshit. Shit that's definitely against God, and be all up in somebody's church, all up in people's face talking about I love some God, but you touching on kids. Or you raping somebody's 12-year-old daughter. Or you touching on your stepchild. Or you a clergyman, the person who could be putting his hand on your head, praying for you, could be been touched on 5, 6 people. This world is a fucking dark and vile place. And here's exactly what I mean by that.
3 North Texas firefighters are now charged with child sex crimes. David Perez Glass, Joshua Riles, and Dalton McCaslin were arrested by Texas state troopers on Thursday following a 10-month-long investigation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A young woman whose name has been redacted in documents obtained by Fox 4 says she was victimized by these men when she was a 16-year-old junior firefighter at the Howell Volunteer Fire Department in Grayson County in 2022. Police say Perez Glass coerced the girl to have sex from January 2022 to January 2023 while alone at the fire station and also at a storage facility in Van Alstyne. She also said Perez Glass told her he would rape her and do things to her parents and that he would kill her if she ever told anyone. The woman also said on her 17th birthday, Perez Glass said he no longer wanted a relationship now that she was of legal age. According to Hal Fire's Facebook page, the same year the alleged abuse occurred, Perez Glass was awarded Firefighter of the Year.
Whoa.
Dalton McCaslin, in an interview with investigators earlier this month, confessed he knew the girl was younger than 17 when the two had sex at his apartment in December of 2022. The third, Joshua Riles, also admitted to having a sexual interaction with the girl while she was at the Howe fire station. At the time of their arrests, all 3 men had full-time jobs across North Texas. Perez Glass employed at Irving Fire since 2023, now on administrative leave. McCaslin also on administrative leave from Allen Fire, where he's been for more than 2 years. And Melissa Fire says Riles resigned from the department right before he was arrested last week. The city of Melissa had just awarded Riles Paramedic of the Year.
1, discuss, consider, and act upon job description for the fire chief.
Howe's city council members voted at the March 17th meeting to post the vacant fire chief position. The previous chief, Robert Monet, submitted his resignation last month. The council didn't share a reason for the sudden departure. 3
Unfucking real. So these are the people who are sworn to put out fires, paramedics who are supposed to save the innocent, the people who are dying, having medical emergencies. So you mean to tell me now you got to worry about when somebody's picking you up? Say you're an attractive woman and you're having a medical episode and your paramedics got you on the gurney in the back of the ambulance and he might be feeling you up, touching on your breasts or your private parts while he's administrating the IV or doing chest compressions on you. People are evil as hell, man. They're evil, man. I'm telling you. You can't put nothing past nobody. That's the reason why I can't understand. I think what the problem is and the reason why people have voted for Donald Trump is because they see the darkness in him that's inside of them. You know what I'm saying? They see the darkness that's inside of them. That's the reason why they voted for him. They voted for somebody who, he doesn't take any shit. Yeah, he's just talking. He's just this. They want a vile, these people don't realize what they've done is they put up a representation of what this country truly is. Donald Trump is really what this country truly is at its core. At its core, he's the representation of America. You know what I'm saying? and all the other 70 some odd million, because it's about 50-50. The reason why he only won a few 100,000 votes. He only won by, as far as the what do they call it? The Electoral College was concerned, which really determines who becomes president. But as far as the popular vote is, the numbers is pretty much 50-50. So half of this country believes that racism, and there's a lot of white people in that half, believe, and a lot of people who are of color in that half who believe this country is should be changed, and everybody need to progress, and we need to come together, or we're doomed to be destroyed. And there's the other half who'd rather just pour gasoline over the whole fucking United States and burn it all to the ground without relinquishing some kind of hold that they have. They want this old way to return. That's not going to happen. I don't understand what the fuck you motherfuckers think is going to happen. You're not going to control this. You think you could control in the United States by fear and taking away books that tells the truth about the things that have happened here? That's not going to fly. There's too many people with new ideas. There's too many people with real faith to a real higher power, not that bullshit demon dark piece of shit that you guys worship. Because all these people talking about they're from the Bible Belt. What Bible are you using? Are you using the Bible for Satan, or are you using the Bible of one true God, a God of Abraham? Because you're not. This is not what's up. And this is the dude that you guys aligned yourself with.
I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our...
This motherfucker called his goddamn war against Iran Epic Fury. He's a fucking idiot. This dude is a throwback from the 1980s and 1990s. He even makes his fucking war plans or the battle plans sound like an old fucked up ass movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone would be in. Epic Fury, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent. Shut your ass up, Donald Trump.
Objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
That's what he said about Iran. It's crazy how he said that about Iran, and then this is what happened after that.
Tonight, President Trump's first address to the nation since the start of the war with Iran. In the 5 weeks since, the president has offered conflicting signals on the reasons and goals of the conflict, while here at home, polling shows Americans are eager for this war to end. ABC's chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce reports from the White House.
Tonight, 5 weeks after launching this war with Iran, President Trump, for the first time, addressing the nation in prime time.
Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion.
But it's not clear what conditions need to be met for the president to end this conflict. And while he's vowing this will be over soon, today he said in an interview, quote, "We'll come back to do spot hits on Iranian targets as needed." According to the president, Iran is asking for a ceasefire, but Trump says the U.S. will only consider it when the Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear, saying until then we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back to the Stone Ages. But moments later, Iran said they haven't asked for any ceasefire. One top official warning the U.S. the Strait of Hormuz will certainly reopen, but not for you. The president has argued it's up to other countries to reopen the strait. But Iran's chokehold on the critical waterway has sent gas prices in the U.S. skyrocketing to over $4 a gallon.
Yep.
Trump insists those prices will come down quickly once the operation ends. Tonight's address comes after weeks of mixed messages and head-spinning threats from the president, and as polling shows Americans are eager for this war to end. 60% of Americans disapprove of the military operation, and 2/3 say the U.S. should work to end this conflict quickly. But the president insists his operation is succeeding. Just 24 hours ago, he said the U.S. had achieved his goal of preventing Iran from developing a nuclear weapon, though he presented no evidence.
I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons.
But today, Trump said he's not concerned about removing Iran's remaining stockpile of enriched uranium, saying that's so far underground, I don't care about that. And tonight, President Trump, frustrated with NATO allies who have refused to join the war effort, even though he gave them no heads up, is again threatening to leave the alliance. Trump saying he is, quote, absolutely considering pulling the U.S. out of NATO. Lindsay?
So now this bitch ass nigga is a big ass baby and he's pissed off. He didn't get his way. He didn't get his way. None of the other countries wanted to join this bullshit. And he talking about he want to pull out of NATO. This nigga is setting this country back 150 fucking years. He is setting this country back, rolling back, closing. This dude he's fucking the whole country up. And you know what? The sad part is there's no checks and balances at all. None of the congressmen can do nothing. I don't know what he has over these people's heads. They all must be in the Epstein files because nobody's not just taking some armed guards or some fucking Capitol Police and just remove this dude because he's fucking everything up. It's crazy. Nobody's to be found. There's no Barack Obama saying nothing. George Bush and them not saying nothing. Nobody, no former presidents are up in arms. You don't hear from no one. They're all fucking hiding. Everybody's scared of him. He's a bitch. I don't understand why motherfuckers is scared of this man and what he's doing. He's just tearing the world up. Check it out.
New images just in from the war in Iran. An official telling ABC News tonight about the U.S. strike inside Iran using 2,000-pound bunker buster bombs. American B-52 bombers flying deep over Iran. Tonight, the Pentagon now deploying a third U.S. aircraft carrier to the Middle East. And just in tonight, the new warning for Americans in the region about their safety. Matt Rivers there again tonight.
Tonight, massive explosions ripping through this military complex in Iran, sending flaming debris shooting into the air. An official telling ABC News the U.S. struck an ammunition storage facility in Isfahan, dropping multiple 2,000-pound bunker-busting bombs. For the first time in this war, the Pentagon now saying B-52 bombers are flying deep over Iranian territory. And tonight, Secretary Pete Hegseth saying the battle is moving into a decisive phase.
The upcoming days will be decisive. Iran knows that, and there's almost nothing they can militarily do about it. Yes, they will still shoot some missiles, but we will shoot them down.
Tonight, a third aircraft carrier, the USS George H.W. Bush, departing for the Middle East with 4,500 sailors aboard. Families emotional.
I'm just trying to be strong for him. It's really hard being away from someone like that.
Iran still wreaking havoc. New images of an oil tanker hit by an Iranian drone near Dubai, punching a hole in the ship, sparking a fire on board. And tonight, an Iran-backed militia accused of kidnapping an American journalist in Baghdad. Iraqi officials confirming this chilling video shows the moment Shelley Kittleson was forced into a car and taken. Authorities arresting at least one suspect as an urgent search intensifies.
God damn.
David, the State Department with a new warning tonight for Americans in Saudi Arabia about threats to places where they gather, like schools and hotels. This as Iran threatens to attack American corporate facilities across the region. David?
Iran is not fucking playing. You attacked a sovereign nation. They had no plans on making a nuclear bomb, and they were willing to come to the table before you attacked them. You sneak attacked them. You was at the table with them before this war started. And they was like, yeah, we'll comply. But you still went ahead and attacked them anyway, because it was never about no nuclear bombs. It was about taking them people's oil. They are the third largest oil producing country in this world. And the Strait of Hormuz is one of the largest oil pipeline, not pipelines, but avenues to come through there. Once you take that oil out of the Middle East, the Strait of Hormuz will lead right out to the Red Sea or to the Med, and they can take it to wherever it needs to go in Europe and America and so on. So you want control of that. Iran's telling you to go eat a dick. Those people are going to fight you tooth and nail. America has a fight on its hands. Yeah, they got America. We got I'm ex-Army, so I know what we got. I know what we can throw at them. I know we can. The fact of the matter is, America believes they know what they can throw at America. But I don't necessarily agree with intelligence, especially under the intelligence of the government that we're currently under. I don't believe their military intelligence is that bright, just because of the leadership that's that they have. I don't believe their intelligence is that good. So I don't believe we do know what the Iranians have, because you could tell by the way Trump was all cavalier at the beginning of the war, how they were just going to blow their asses up and they was going to bow down and give them and do what they said. These motherfuckers ain't Venezuela. Venezuela ain't got no fucking army. Just because you put a few khaki pants, matching shirt and pants on somebody and give them a gun, that's not an army. The Iranians are fanatical about their protection. I don't know if the Venezuelans not only had enough money. Venezuelans got some money. They don't even know how to produce the oil that's in their land. If they did, they'd be wealthy as fuck too. They need to fucking get somebody in there that can manufacture that oil that they can respect, and that's going to respect them. But America went in there and just took the dude out of there to steal the oil. And now they can't even do nothing with the oil because nobody from here wants to fuck with it. It's a crazy ass world we live in right now, man. It's crazy. And this is the kind of leadership that we have in the United States right here.
Gas prices, today they hit $4.
And we have $4, yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6
Of course,
months.
but Americans are feeling the effects in the interim of this
And they're also
operation.
feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down. And stock prices were up today almost to a record.
I don't know what he's talking about. Stock prices were up today almost to a record. That's just not true. We're not even close. We were in correction territory. But this whole business about people are feeling safer. Iran and Iran's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months. There was no chance that Iran, we don't know they have a nuclear weapon at all that they can throw at anyone. They do not have ballistic missile capability to reach the United States at all under any circumstances. We have troops in the Middle East, lots of them, upward of 50,000, probably 60 or 70,000 right now. They are susceptible, as we have seen, but there was no missiles going from Iran to America, and definitely no missiles with nuclear capability. So tell me again how we're safer.
Well, this is the thing where he sort of panics and he says, like, we were going to do it. It was because it was 2 weeks. I had a feeling, he just is sort of going down this road. And remember, this is a question. The original question was about gas prices.
Yeah.
So
yes, correct.
And I think how we get to this place is that Donald Trump is unable to think through second order effects.
Gas prices.
He's absolutely fucking insane is what he is. He's crazy. He's insane. And here's more proof of his absolute insanity. You guys voted in Hannibal Lecter as the president of the United States.
Yeah, I think gasoline is going to be below $2 at some point in the pretty near future. It's very low. So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one. No more wars, no more disruptions. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. I think gasoline's going.
That is who you have committed the direction of the United States of America to.
Breaking news into the Don Lemon Show newsroom about Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk bullet analysis finds no conclusive link to rifle found near the scene. Now, we've heard all these conspiracy theories from people like Candace Owens and others who are close to Charlie Kirk. They don't believe. And I feel like everyone's been like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Now, what they're saying is that the fragment may not be big enough to conclusively do it. And this is analysis from the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives. And they're saying the rifle found near the scene is they cannot conclusively connect a bullet fragment to it.
So, just like we thought, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by this government, the one that we're in right now. Donald Trump's assassination attempt. I was sitting right here in my living room. I was watching that damn, I don't know, I just happened to be watching it. I guess it was meant to be. It was all over the news. That's another thing. It was on every channel. For whatever reason, that particular news, or that particular, whatever you call his rally, that particular rally, Donald Trump was on air. He got more airtime, and he was the guy running against the current president. This motherfucker got more airtime on TV than any candidate running against the current president than anybody ever see. Why was everybody, CBS, I don't give a fuck what it was, they was all watching that particular rally when he was running for president, when he so-called got almost assassinated when they shot him in his ear. You know why that is? Because it's bought and paid for. Donald Trump set that whole fucking thing up. This country, I'm telling you right now, this country is fucking rigged. It's rigged. Both sides are in on it. The Democrats, the Republicans, everybody. We're being made fools of. And to prove that, just the other day, they just shot this fucking rocket off. This big, this mission to the moon, to the dark side of the moon. All of a sudden, all of this stuff, this shit is planned. Now, they have been planning on this and talking about this for a long time, right? But what better time to shoot up a rocket with 4 United States astronauts in it that's going to go around the moon? You think they would scrub something like that during this time with this war? I would scrub a rocket launch of 4 astronauts from the United States while the United States is at war with fucking Iran. That would have been a perfect opportunity to do some terroristic shit against that rocket. Those people weren't on that fucking rocket. They ain't going around no goddamn dark side of nobody. If anything, they're going around the dark side of somebody's ass. Pause. That was a distraction. And the reason, if you watched that shit yesterday, that fucking launch, all they could fucking say the whole time is how much it's going to bring the country together. How much it's going to bring the country. They're telling you right to your face. They're telling you right to your face that this is a propaganda stunt. Oh, it's going to bring the country together in such crazy times. In these crazy times right now, we have everybody needs to come together for a rocket launch because they got a black pilot on there. This fucking country is crazy, bro. Whoever's running this shit, he think whoever running this shit, the shadow government who really running this place, they think there's some kind of psychology majors or something. Because they be playing this fucking country they play the citizens of these countries for absolute fools. There was all kind of people just cheering that fucking rocket launch. I don't give a fuck about that rocket launch. Get these gas prices down. Get this fucking weirdo out of this fucking office so we can get somebody with some semblance of fucking compassion, let alone intelligence, to run this country so maybe we can start getting some generational wealth down here on Earth. Fuck the dark side of the moon. I don't give a fuck about the moon. I don't give a fuck about the moon. They fighting over there, blowing up oil tankers and killing kids in Palestine by the fucking thousands. And you worried about the ass end of the moon. Who give a fuck about the moon? These motherfuckers are insane. They think we are the Democrats, Republicans, the government, the states, the city, everybody is in on this shit. They're all in on it.
So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it. Protect it. Use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. So to those countries that can't get fuel,
that's what this motherfucker's saying now. He's just saying, this dude is just saying all kinds of shit. He know he fucked up. He know he can't get out of that war. You just can't walk out of it. He knows he's fucked up. He knows he's fucked up. Now he's talking about buy oil from us. We've got plenty of oil. That dude is crazy. You fucking sick old fucks who voted for this motherfucker. Y'all sick. And I believe the goddamn last election was rigged anyway. So he could sit up there and talk about a landslide. Nobody don't like your fat fucking ass other than some sick cultist fucks. This shit pisses me off, bro.
the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves.
Sick.
Donald Trump is about to give his presidential address about Iran. And right before he does, Iran launched an attack against Tel Aviv, and they've dropped another Lego video. Now, I have no clue who Haider is, but you can tell they mean business.
The fucking Iranians is not playing, man.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis in for David. Tonight, we begin with a historic launch of the Artemis II mission, the first crewed journey around the moon in more than 50 years. The awesome sight, the engines igniting, then the spacecraft lifting off, propelled by one of the most powerful rockets ever made. The first critical minutes of its flight going off just as planned. Moments into the flight, the solid rocket booster separating. At the top of the rocket, 4 astronauts strapped into the Orion spacecraft, setting out on a 10-day mission deeper into space than any ever before. They will orbit the Earth before heading to the moon, circling around the dark side, then returning to Earth. The 10-day mission with a lofty goal to prepare the way for future flights to land astronauts on the moon and build a permanent outpost there. ABC's Gio Benitez leads us off from the Kennedy Space Center tonight.
They're talking about building a permanent outpost on the moon. These motherfuckers ain't going to no moon right now. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not in space right now. They're not going around no moon. 10 days to go 300,000 miles. I don't give a shit how fast they say y'all going. This is some bullshit. Some bullshit. All propaganda.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins. Tonight, the Artemis 2 mission is underway. 4 astronauts on a 10-day mission to the moon and back.
Roger, roll pitch.
The Orion spacecraft lifting off, powered by that massive 322-foot tall, 6 million pound rocket packed with more than 700,000 gallons of liquid oxygen and hydrogen.
Passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
Crowds at Kennedy Space Center clamoring to watch it soar through the air.
Integrity, guidance converged.
On board, Commander Reed Weissman, a 50-year-old fighter pilot and father of 2 from Baltimore, who's led multiple spacewalks while on board the International Space Station. In the pilot's seat, Captain Victor Glover. He's from Pomona, California, and he and his wife Deanna have 4 children. Mission specialist Christina Cook, who made history as part of an all-female spacewalk back in 2019, and Canadian mission specialist Jeremy Hansen. It's the father of 3's first time going into space and the first Canadian to shoot to the moon. Before launch, teams checking those suits. Then, just as astronauts have done in past missions, a bit of superstition, playing cards until everyone loses a hand to leave bad luck behind. Then a group photo and a thank you to their support team. And just like the Apollo astronauts did before them some 50 years ago, the astronauts walking out of those famous doors to the outside world.
Thank you all for being out here. It's a great day for us.
Saying one final goodbye to their family and friends before they hopped in the Astrovan for the ride to Launch Complex 39B at Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. Their path lined with supporters waving flags and cheering. A quick thumbs up before taking the elevator up to the capsule. Teams in the sterile white room helping the astronauts with their gloves and helmets, then shutting the hatch door. The spacecraft, about the size of a 6-person tent, the astronauts nicknamed it Integrity. Orion will orbit the Earth.
I don't want to hear about this fucking mission. It's all bullshit. Orion will orbit the Earth, and then it will shoot off at supersonic dickety-bonic speeds and head to the moon, where it'll go to the dark side and it'll be out of communication for 20 minutes. Once it's back, shut the fuck up. You worried about all of this bullshit, and we at war with Iran, bombing the shit out of the little country no bigger than the state of Texas. Gas prices in California is $7 a fucking gallon. And you talking about sending up Artemis 3 to the moon for a possible putting a moon base up there, a moon base. And shut the fuck up, man. This world crazy as hell, bro. I don't know what to say, man. Corner Store Podcast mean a whole lot to me. Because I actually get to play this craziness, this madness, all this stuff going on. And it needs to be said, man. This place ain't getting no better. But you can, as an individual, become the best version of yourself. You can become the best version of yourself. And do the best you can to make your surrounding area, family, friends, the best version of their self. Don't worry about all this dark shit. It's terrible. It's terrible. A lot of it has made me think about a lot of things. Hence why I wanted to do the music that I was doing. And I was creating songs just like this one I'm about to play as we leave Corner Store Podcast episode live stream. Always keep thinking hard about what you're trying to do. And make sure that you're doing the best you can every day. And thinking and soul searching and meditating is a good thing. It really is.
Woke up with the city whispering in my ear, palm trees swaying, but the streets don't steer clear. Born in the South, moved to the West, trying to find my lane. Saw my dreams crash down, felt the struggle and the pain. Every corner held a lesson I had to learn. Every friend I lost, every bridge I burned. Trying to figure out if life is just a game, or if there's a reason for every night and day. Black man in the world that don't always see. Trying to carve a legacy, keep my soul free. Looking in the mirror, asking who I should be. Deep thoughts running deeper than the ocean sea. Every blessing, every curse, every tear I hide. I keep searching for the truth sitting inside. The pride got me sky high, I never lie. Yeah, these are my deep thoughts. Yeah, these are my deep thoughts. Yeah. Let's go. Late nights long, my mind start to wander, thinking about the streets, the love and the thunder. Why some rise fast and some fall too soon? Why the sunset too early, night so long? Walk through the blocks where my childhood played. Learn to survive, learn how to fucking pray. Saw king falls, young dreams fade to gray. Still I rise, still I breathe, still I find a way. Every system, every law, every chain they lay. Trying to lift my people while I fucking pave a way. Asking questions God can only answer. Deep thoughts in my chest feeling like cancer. But I breathe, I move, I write, I grow. Trying to see the light in the world moving slow. Lessons in the pain, wisdom to the tears. Every thought I hold back deeper fears. Yeah.
This is my song, Deep Thoughts, y'all. It's gonna be out real soon. Deep thoughts. Thank you for being here on the Corner Store Podcast live stream. I'll check you out.
These are my deep thoughts. Now I sit back, reflect on where I've been. Every loss, every win, every time I sin. Still I walk upright, head held high.